have found the witch. May we burn her?
How do you know she is a witch?
She looks like one.
Yeah, she looks like one.
Bring her forward.
I'm not a witch. I'm not a witch.
But you are dressed as one.
Monty Python poked fun with her take on the witch hunts of the late Middle Ages. But for the unfortunate women and some men who were targeted by these persecutions, it was no laughing matter. The High Middle Ages was a time of great prosperity and bounty, and linked to the heightened temperatures of the medieval warm period. Declining temperatures began in the 13th century and ushered in an era of naturally driven climate change that was accompanied by crop failure, famine, epidemics, and mass depopulation. The cold, the hailstorms, the killing frosts were not blamed on God or nature, but on weather-changing witches who could conjure up these devastating weather events. Things went from bad to worse. The mid-16th century brought even more coldness and wetness that led to severe decline in harvests, crop failures, and increases in infant mortality and epidemics. Large systematic witch hunts began in the 1430s, and it's believed that from the 15th to the 17th century, there were many thousands of supposed weather-changing witches burned at the stake. Horrific atrocities were alleged of the witches, including witches who confessed to flying through the air and spreading an ointment made of children's fat in order to cause a killing frost. Many of these poor souls were elderly widows living alone and on the fringe of medieval society. The end of the witch hunts and killings tie closely to the beginning of our current warming trend at the close of the 17th century. That warming trend started more than 300 years ago, and it continues today in fits and starts. The consensus opinion of the late Middle Ages was that evil humans were controlling the weather and the climate and leading to disastrous consequences. Sound familiar? Perhaps with the benefit of hindsight in a couple of decades, we'll be able to look back and see that people like Al Gore and Michael Mann were just as wrong today as were the inquisitors of the late Middle Ages, concerning our ability to control the uncontrollable, the cycles of sun and earth that are in operation today just as they have been for many millions of years.